Hey, it's James here. I'm down here with Revive Texas, and I want to introduce you to someone who has had an amazing experience. Some of you all have been watching these videos and just seeing the things that God's been doing, the testimonies of people coming to Christ, and you may be thinking like, I don't think I can do that. I'm not an evangelist. I'm not somebody that is very gifted or skilled in these areas. I want to introduce you to someone that I believe you could probably relate with and just see what God's done with her in the last 2 to 3 days. What's your name?
Brittany.
So, Brittany, where are you from, and what's brought you down here to Revive Texas?
So I'm currently a ministry school student from Kansas City, and our school came down here to do a ministry trip for outreach, and so that's how we got connected with Revive Texas. We just wanted to go on the streets and preach the name of Jesus and see how we can pray for people.
That's sweet. So I would like you to share your story because you had a pretty cool experience. She had the opportunity to lead someone to Christ for the first time, and I want you all to hear this story because it just caused her heart to explode in a beautiful way. So just tell your story of what you thought evangelism was like before this experience, and kind of what God's been doing in you to give you more confidence and boldness to be able to step into it.
Yeah.
Please take the mic and
Okay.
just share.
So I have been walking with the Lord for 15 years, and I've never led someone to the Lord, and I've struggled with that a lot. Just in my conversations with the Lord, like I want to preach the gospel beyond just a youth group setting or things like that, or just to my friends who already know you. But I've always felt challenged and not really sure how to do that. I had a lot of questions on practicals, and Revive Texas, our very first morning that I came, gave such simplistic practicals of how to do that really encouraged me. And so when we set out to go out on our first day, our team spent some time together in prayer and just said, Lord, what are you showing us? And one of our girls just had a couple of words, and we just looked up those words on maps, and we went to a church. And turns out there was an after-school program at that church, and they welcomed us in. There were 4 or 5 of us, and they gave us an opportunity to just hang out with the kids and then preach the gospel afterwards. And we asked for if anyone would like to receive the Lord, and one girl came up specifically to me, and I asked her, I said, is this a quick decision? Have you thought about it? And she said, I've been thinking about it for a year. And I was like, a year? Wow. Okay, Lord, you have me here. You sent us to this place. This is amazing. And right before I went to pray for her, the Lord just told my heart, her name is about to be written in the book of life. And it touched me. And I held back tears as I stepped her through, repeat after me, simple, and just blessed her and prayed over her. It was incredible. I cried when I left, and it was so easy. The door was open. The Lord just directed us exactly where to go. I think just because we were so willing.
So what has this now done in your own perception of yourself and how God can use you to bless people that may not know him?
Yeah. I think in a big way, I've always had a heart for the lost, of course. Like I know the Lord, and I want everyone to know the Lord. But I struggle with understanding of getting over my lack of how to really reach out to someone. I've struggled with how do I connect with someone without it just seeming like I'm just coming to tell them about Jesus, but I want them to know that I love them, like I'm doing it because I love them. Right. And it's truly, I think all of my barriers have been broken down. That all the things that I learned from you guys, just very simple, practical ways of how to do it, have really brought about that in myself of this is how simple it is. Just ask someone, how can I pray for you today? And that has opened up so many doors that I was beyond what I could have imagined.
Now, I want you to just speak really quickly and briefly on the doors that have been opened, because you said barriers have been broken down and then now doors have been opened. So you not only went to that church one time and led one young lady to Jesus. Talk about what's happened the next 2 days and the doors that have been opened as a result, and how many people have come to Christ as a result of your testimony.
Okay. Yeah, so on our first day, there were 2 people that came to know the Lord. A group of us went back the second day, and 5 more, which was incredible. We had a day of testimonies. Instead of sharing the gospel directly, we just shared testimonies of people from my ministry school that are powerful testimonies, and the Lord really touched specific ones. There was one guy in particular, the first day, we could tell he had a hardened heart. By the end of the second day, he gave his life to the Lord, and he walked away with a bright smile. You could see the joy all over his face. And we've returned since then. Last night, our group got to go back to their youth group on Wednesday night, and they were able to share even more. The church welcomed them in. They were able to pray over the pastor, bless them. They had a few more salvations. I think at this church alone, we've probably seen almost 10, maybe a little more, and we're going back today, and I can't wait. The kids have asked, are you coming back? And we said, yeah, we'll be back. It's amazing.
So look at what God can do just through an open vessel. A person that's just open to say, God, I'm here. Just try to use me if you can. This was Brittany's first time leading someone to Christ. And what she didn't tell you, and what I want to encourage you with is, she and her husband are going to be taking a youth pastor position pretty soon. Now, just imagine, now that she's gotten this confidence and this ability to share Christ, how many more young people and youth will be able to be impacted, and she can equip them with her experience now to go into high schools, middle schools, elementary schools to be able to share the gospel. So again, I invite you to come down to Revive Texas. I invite you to come here, get equipped, see how simple it is, go back into your neighborhood, share the gospel. If you don't come, watch the videos and just do what we do. Copy and paste. Repeat. God can do this through you. We bless you. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Thank you, James. It's wonderful.
Come on, girl.
Seriously. I'm loving it. And I told all of our students, they were like, how do you get the Bible and things like that.